guys, Tattoo for You Richard here, and it is time for a tips, tricks, and whoopsies video. That's right, I haven't done one of these in a really long time. But this...
and whoopsies.
Yes, tips, tricks, and whoopsies, because I'm going to make some whoopsies today, Z.
Why?
Because I'm going to try to do things, and they may or may not work. Right? So anyway, this video is kind of for, what is that? This video is kind of for Mini Warzone Pete. He was asked a while back in one of his On the Benches about using something as a kind of a electric barricade, shield line sort of thing. So I had the idea, I told him before, and I'd seen it done using Coke bottles, like the plastic from Coke bottles, as making one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go table down, and I'm going to show you we're going to get started, and we're going to build a shield line. It's going to be for Tao, because, well, this is me, I'm Tao. Anyway, let's go table down and get this started. I'm going to get some stuff ready, and then we'll get it started. So let's do this, man. I hope this helps you out. All right, guys, here we are. This is my workspace today. If you could only see how I have this set up, you talk about ghetto engineering over here. I don't have a secondary camera to show you a picture of my setup, but
What?
it's saying in a jar of beans, holding up a tripod for the camera phone, so it'll stay stable, and then I have a mirror behind my phone so I can see what the screen sees. It's ridiculous, but it works.
And
So,
everything else.
what we're gonna do today is Coke bottle. I am not going to use this Coke bottle because it still has Dr. Pepper in it for my wife, and she loves her Diet Dr. Pepper. I contemplated pouring it out because it's old, but I'm not going to do that because she loves this and she would yell at me, and I don't want to get yelled at. So, I'll have to for the next best thing. This is a thinner plastic. Look, can you see it? The plastic? It was a packaging for a Star Wars figure.
Yes.
It's thin, but I think it'll work just as well. I like Coke bottles because they're thicker. But Coke bottles, you do have to do more work to them. Like I would take this Coke bottle. Hey baby doll, can you get my water please? And I would cut it here and here. So I have this center cylinder. And then I would cut that so I could roll it out flat. And I would get a blow dryer. And I would heat up the plastic gently. There's two ways I would do it. You can heat up the plastic gently with the blow dryer until it's semi-malleable. That's a good word. And then once it is,
Blow dryer?
no, I don't need it right now because we're not using the Coke bottle. But being semi-malleable, I can lay it flat on something, and then once I laid it flat, put some weight on top of it and just let it sit until it cools down, and then that would flatten it out. It'd probably take me a couple tries to do it proper and get it just right, but but that'll work. But then this stuff is already flat, so I don't have to really do anything to it. Like I said, my only issue is that it's super thin, and it might crack and break over time or whatnot, but I'm not too worried about that. I'll leave this off here. Don't need a bobby pin. So these are just some of the things I'm doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go two different routes, kind of show you what you can do. I'm going to make one thing, but then show you something else you can do. So I have towel bits. I'm going to off camera build myself a little thing to show you something, and then we'll kind of work on it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I'm going to work on this real quick, get this set up how I want it, and then show you what I'm going to make after that. Alright, here we are back, guys. So what we have here today is... Alright, so what I did is I got these two guys out for, like, height comparison. First things first, I did a strip. Cut a little strip, and I know it sucks because you can't see it here. Because it's a clear piece of plastic. I used alcohol and cleaned it up real good. Did my hands too, so I got all the oils off of them. And then off the plastic pieces too. And then I cut on this one an arch piece, and mainly because of this. Now this isn't fully done. I green stuffed I don't know if you can see that, if it's going to focus. Yeah, so what I have is half of a shield, a Tau shield drone thing. It's not a shield drone, but just one of the little shields that the commanders and stuff like that can take.
Yeah.
So I cut it in half. So technically I can make 2 of these. I don't put antennas on my drones anymore, so I have plenty of extra antennas. So I kind of green stuff these onto the back at a slight angle, so it sits good. And then what I'm going to do with this piece is I'm going to paint it first, but I'm going to eventually this is really difficult. Let me turn it this way. I have to do everything left-handed. I need to do the camera on the other side now.
Maybe you should.
Anyway, we're going to have something like that, essentially, if you can see that at all. Probably not very well. But anyway, I'm gonna paint it. We're going to glue it on there like this. So, but first we're going to paint it. So let me get out my airbrush stuff and my paints that I need, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. I got everything out. Got my little trusty airbrush out. Be good and cleaned. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to paint these. Hey, little girls, please. I don't want to stop this video, but I will stop this video and crack some skulls. So stop it. Seriously. That's just not even cool. Y'all need to stop fighting. You know what? I'm stopping. Guys, here we are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get ready to paint. I have my airbrush ready to go. I don't have the paint set up in it yet or not. But what I'm going to show you is, okay, so here's the long strip. And what I have here is, this is a mesh that garlic came in. It comes with a little mesh pouch. 3 pieces of garlic. And we love garlic around this house because the recipe may call for a half a clove, but that's just ridiculously not enough. So yeah. So this, I would ultimately probably prefer like a hex pattern, but I don't have a hex pattern, obviously. So we're going to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it in there. I kept it as a pouch just so it's a little easier for me to handle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in there. It's not going to reach all the way to the end, so I guess in the long run, if I do this again, I'd want to make shorter strips, I guess. So I'm going to use these clamps to kind of help me get it on the back a little easier and situated. Let me roll this. So I'll pull it on there tight, and then I'm going to roll this down. I'm going to start in the middle, clamp it like Jed. See how many of y'all got that reference. I'm going to clamp it like Jed. What's up, baby? Poor Matt.
Is your the number 6?
No, it's not, kid.
I'm talking to 8.
Oh.
5.
There. So now we have this on there,
3.
and it's got the pattern down. It probably could use to be a little tighter, but that's just going to have to do it. I'm trying to do this as easy and simple as possible. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to lay this down, smooth it out, get my figures out of the way so I don't accidentally airbrush them. Now, in the long run, guys, ultimately, I would like to have this pre-painted and good to go before I glue this plastic piece down. But since I just did that and that green stuff's not even dry yet, I'm just kind of showing you the basics of all this, of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to airbrush this. And then I'm going to airbrush this too. But we're going to start with the little guy. And I'm going to kind of talk you through what I would do on this. So we have this nice, wonderful blue here that I'm going to use for the color. Now, you can do this with anything. Like if you Coke bottles come in greens. I believe mellow yellow soda comes in yellow bottles. I don't know if I've seen brown plastic root beer bottles, like smaller ones, but not large ones. What else have I seen? Well, obviously clear, which clear is awesome. But for what we're doing now, we're just going clear. We're just going to love the clear because clear is awesome. I'm going to get this nice medium blue, bright blue. Put a little bit in here.
That's the door.
I need to turn on my air compressor.
Who's the one who's here? Who's the one who's here?
And then we're gonna. So what I'm going to do is, I got my blue coming out. Here's the back of my hand. Here's the airbrush. Coming out pretty good. So, oh, my daughter's back from taking her fancy smancy test. I'm going to go ahead and spray this blue on here first, and then we're going to pause, and I'm going to talk to her and find out what's happening. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom and spray it on there semi-heavy, okay? So that is done. That is the blue. I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to let this dry for a second before I pull this off and scrape off all of what's on there. So we'll be right back with you guys. So this takes me. All right, guys, we're down to the second step of this. Now I did it on this one here, and you need to watch. First off, two things. So this is why it's tips, tricks, and whoopsies. First off, don't touch directly onto the painted area because this is a slick surface. It brushes off pretty easy. So what I did is I went ahead and sprayed it down with a vinyl, a matte varnish, to kind of seal it and protect it on there. I haven't touched it yet to see if it works. See how well it did it. And secondly, I suggest if you can, find a way to better secure this on there. Like get it as tight as possible. Because, I mean, it went on there fairly decent on both of them. But this, see, you can hardly see that. Let me see if I can angle this light just right. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see my hand through it. But it's heavier in some spots, lighter in other spots. It's kind of a little bit wispy in areas that it went off and on. But, I mean, it looks kind of cool from the other side.
Uh-huh. It really looks
the
amazing.
clear side. So this would probably be the side I'd have out. But yeah, so my next step on this, well, first, we might as well test on camera if this stuff wipes off now that I've varnished it. Nope. I've run across it. I've run across it pretty heavily too, and nothing scrapes off where I barely touched that a minute ago. And that little side, that I barely touched that area right there. You can see in the dark shadow of my knuckle right here, where it's kind of brushed off a bit. I barely touched that, and that brushed off. So, the matte varnish helps a lot. Now, my second step is white. So what I would do on this, you think the power source that's causing your shield lines, this is an energy shield line, right? So you figure your power sources on whatever you're going to put these on, mount these on basing-wise. So imagine like this one, say if this is a towel shield line. The power sources on the towel shield line are usually the end pylons. They typically have a middle one too. We'll just say for one section from pylon to pylon. That would be your power source there, as well as they'd probably be power sources along the bottom too. So for the power source, I'm going to come with white on that area. And I'm going to do like, say, a mist from the edges on the sides here. Right on the sides here and here. And a light white across the bottom too. Probably heavier in a spot. Like maybe the center, I'll do a little heavier so it kind of looks like it comes out. So like that's the main, like it's powers on here, and then it powers on here so it fills up the whole area and spans across and then connects across the top. However energy things work, we don't know. We're magic. Why are you messing with my Sharpie?
It wasn't shit all the way.
Yeah. So, we'll do that right now real quick. As far as this power source, since it's going to be mounted on this eventually, imagine the power source being obviously the centerpiece. What I picture this is, say, a full-on drone, like circle, that a warrior carries on his back, like a backpack. And these two antennas kind of are up, straight up in the air at first. And then when he powers it on, he clicks it, slams it in the ground, like grabs the antenna, slams it in the ground, and then the antennas fold to the side. And when they fold to the side, it powers on the arc of the shield. So it's like, boom. So my power source would be obviously the dead center, and then along a light along the bottom. That's where it's mainly coming from. So that's what I'm going to do on this. So of course I have my, I have to use this to hold on to it, and that was clamped on there while I sprayed it with the varnish, so that came off right there. But I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to spray it center and white a little heavier, and then kind of light mist across the bottom. So we'll try to do all that on camera. It's a bit hard to do, so we'll see.
Can I see this putty?
My white is extra. Oh, there we go. It's just a little bit of that moisture from the cleaning. So yeah, we're going to come in here, and I'm going to hit it. Here, like right along the edges. I'm going to hit heavy on the top and the bottom, where I figure most of the power is going to come from. Same on this side. Oh. I need to hold it. I know my hand's in the way. I'm sorry, guys.
I'll hold it. I can go like that.
No, it's okay, baby. I got it. And then I'm going to do a light misting across the bottom. Okay, maybe you can hold this. Just hold this one steady right here. Yeah, just keep it straight. Thank you. And like I said, I'm going to do a little heavier spot in the middle. Oh!
What happened?
I jerked my hand back and splashed
Oh,
white all
gosh.
over me. Luckily, my shirt was not on, so there we go.
That's still like strings. Oh, there's one right there. There's like a little dot.
Okay, thank you. I back that up a little bit. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. Heavier in the middle. Ah!
Attacking.
Catastrophes!
Just attacked you.
Everything's flying and not wanting to be...
Paint just attacked you, and then that attacked
Here,
you.
hold this carefully.
Okay. Perfect.
Give me a second, guys. Let me get this reclamped. I didn't have enough of it clamped on there, so it just flung straight out. Alright. So I'm going to turn camera just a little bit, so that way... Oh, careful!
Oh, now it's on me!
Way to go, McFly. Go ahead and just wash your hand. The one thing about these siphon filters, you're not careful, you'll spill yourself. Spill it all over yourself. Spill it on yourself. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go heavy hit in the middle. Make sure my white's flowing good.
The white fell on me.
Now, if I get too much like I did, it spider webs out, so you get that nice little splash in the middle. I don't like that. We're just going to hit here, and I'm going to kind of go up, and I'm going to fan it out all along the bottom edge. I'm going to hit the center again and kind of flare it out more. Alright, now this part I got to do off camera for a second.
Oh gosh.
Because I want to do a little flare whip up.
Sorry guys. Just have to do it off camera right now. Just right. Not forever.
I don't know what that what it sounds like right now with the air compressor going and everything else, but
You don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch it.
excuse me, guys. All right, so
Oh gosh.
we are done. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. Boom! Look at that big old power.
Wait, that looks like a star in the sky.
You can't see the white too much. It's more faint on the back. What is that? Oh, you can see the smudge is a lot better on the back.
Closer.
It's more blended on the back than it is the front. So it's like kind of you see the white through there, but not as potent.
But
So I'm what?
the front of it just looks like a star, the sun in the sky.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here. I'm going to seal these up real good. And then when we come back, I'm going to kind of show you what we're looking at overall. So give me a moment, please, guys. All right, guys. It's almost time to say goodbye to you and all my friends. So what I did is, let's just do a review. So we got a little plastic. This is a packaging material plastic, so it's really thin. Again, I'd probably prefer a Coke bottle because it's a little thicker material. I would maybe suggest a fine grit sandpaper and barely scuff up the front face of the plastic. If you want a stencil on there, you can straight spray it blue, however you want to do it. Get your stencil, either a sticky stencil or like I use this little mesh thing. Just make sure it's like super tight, it's on there good to where it's going to be nice and snug and flush. So that way when you spray it, it's not a lot of overspray like I got. I don't know if you can kind of see it. I would spray the blue down, or your first tone down if you're going to do multiple tones. Spray your first tone down, come in with a matte varnish, spray over that, let that dry really good, and then spray your second tone down like I did with the white for my main source where it's coming from. And then I sprayed it with a clear varnish, like a crystal clear shiny varnish. And then that's that. You know, then you have this. Then you just make whatever you're going to put this in to hold it. Next, we have the little round one. Same situation, the exact same steps I did on that. Don't worry about this little piece that's notched out. That's just eventually where it's going to go on here. What I did with this is I did get out the blow dryer. I would find something you can use. I use this bottle, but I wouldn't use anything with your paints in it. Typically, I just grabbed the first thing I had handy. And it was the right... sort of, it has the right arch on it.
You can put it around there.
No need. And then I got a rubber band, and I just put a rubber band right along the bottom edge, and then I used a blow dryer to heat it until it got a nice, good curve. Sorry, the table's shaking. My daughter keeps jumping up and down on it.
I didn't talk to you.
Well, let me finish this, and you can.
I just asking.
Is somebody bleeding?
No, I was just
Is somebody
asking.
dying?
No, I was just
Is
asking.
somebody growing a third arm or head?
No.
Then it can wait.
I was asking.
It can wait. It can wait. It can wait. Stark outside?
I don't know.
See if he's outside. If he's outside, you can bust the ferrets out.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, guys. Put this on there so you get I got the right arch for this. This can technically now almost stand up on its own. If I can get it up. Yeah. Oh, stop it. There you go. So it can stand up on its own. But then, of course, I have my basing for it. What? What? She's coming in, holding her nose like she's going to sneeze, and then has her finger over one eye. I don't quite understand what that means. Something is. She came in sounding like she said her chili smells.
The chili spoon.
Hold on a second. All right, guys. So
There's a cup of water in there.
here's the drama issue we just had. This thing here. My wife did at her bus driver job. She was the
Chili cook-off.
head of the chili cook-off committee, and so she made awards, and some of them were gold wooden spoons, and we hot glued chilies on them. My youngest daughter, in her wonderful wisdom, actually, I'm not even going to blame her. Both my daughters, I think even my oldest daughter.
What?
Well, I don't think so. My middle daughter and my youngest daughter thought that these chilies on here were fake. So I don't know if she pretended to eat them, or if she was just playing with them and got the juice on her fingers, or if she put this up against her mouth. She's over there uh-uhing, so whatever happened, these randomly jumped onto her. You got it on your hand? Huh?
So you got it on her finger.
She got it on her fingers, and she touched her lips and her eye, but her eye is okay now. It's not burning anymore. I think it was just a little bit. So yeah. I had to deal with the screaming. Right now, she's like has a glass of milk like up to her lips, like not even really drinking it. She's just cooling her lips down.
That's why the glass of water is in the way.
It's in your nose too. Did you pick your nose? Oh, dude, I've done that before. I was cutting jalapenos for stuffed jalapenos. It's gonna burn a little bit. Just keep the milk there, babe. I was cutting jalapenos before and forgot about it, and had it on my hands. And I even washed my hands.
Seeds are all in
And
the
scratched
chair.
the inside of my nose. Whose chair?
That chair.
There's seeds on that chair from the inside, but she put it in there like a rat. Mommy put the seeds in there like a rattle. But Ava was shaking it. I think the seeds are in there.
She didn't put the seeds in there like a rattle. The seeds were already in there.
Yeah.
These are dried chilies.
I know.
So, yeah, anyway, I know what it's like. I've touched the inside of my nose and it burns like crap. I've touched other things with it. Other things.
I accidentally stuck my
Okay,
finger
we won't go
inside-
what that thing is, but it burns like crazy.
I
So, guys, I'm going to
accidentally
finish this up and then we'll end the video real quick. All right, guys, I'm going to yell at my oldest daughter because she's shaking the table. So she needs to stop moving. We're going to finish this video up now real quick. I'm trying not to laugh. It's not funny. It's sad when your kids are hurt, but it's slightly silly, the situation.
Did she? Why would you
You're okay.
with it?
She didn't know. You both thought they were fake chilies.
I knew
Guess
they
what?
were real. I was
Yeah.
like, playing with them. Once I
Anyway, so here we go.
and I-
Here is the
'cause I
basing on
accidentally
this.
touched inside
Sophia.
them, and I accidentally itched my nose and I got it stuck in my nose.
So I heated it up on the bottle, like I said, which gave it the nice arch, held it down with the rubber band, and that fits in there really good, like so. Ultimately, I'm gonna probably use some green stuff to help this stick, and then use some super glue to get it down there good. But then I'll have something essentially like this. And what I'll probably do is use this for like maybe make one more, I don't know. And then have it be use the rules for the shield line to an extent, and have this like for one of my little armies, just to have fun. Like one of my soldiers carries it around for 20 points or something.
That can be for my older.
So yeah, so that's what I got, guys. I hope this helped out. I hope this showed you how to use some plastics and stuff. Again, there are
This?
other people out there who do it way better than I do.
That's
This is just my method. That's why this is tips, tricks, and whoopsies. You saw the whoopsies where I touched it and smeared the paint and all this other stuff.
And the whoopsies with the
Yeah, the whoopsies with the
chilies.
chili spoon. Don't play with the chili spoon.
and where the paint splashes everywhere.
Yeah, paint splashes. It's my typical video with lots of nonsensical stuff happening.
And whoopsies.
I'm gonna make something for this probably, and again, the reason why I got the figures out just to show you the height of it. So I think it's a fairly decent height. Blocks these guys pretty good. They crouch down it and then shoot over it and whatnot. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. And then of course this thing is probably a little taller, but it's perfect for one man. You know. You got this cat here behind it. He can stand behind it, and it gives him a little extra cover save. Same for this guy back here. So.
It's not in there really well.
Yeah, it is right there. See?
That's how it is.
So yeah, guys, that's
It
it.
could be a shield.
That's what it is. It's a little shield. He's behind. It's an energy shield. So yeah, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like again, I said I did this for Mini Warzone Pete because he was curious about this. I hope this helped you out, buddy. Okay, go to the bathroom. Okay, guys, put that back in your mouth. Guys, I love you. I thank you so much. You have any questions or anything like that? Is there anything else you want to see? Let me know.
Get out.
Dudes, guys, don't play with chili peppers. Have a happy, wonderful nerd life, my friends. I'll see you later.